Thanks for staying with us. Recently, there was a report that vehicle importers shun the nation's ports. According to the chairman of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, ANLCA, Prince Olaiwola Shitu, while reacting to the recent ban on the vehicle importation through land borders, stated that the poor condition of the nation's ports and the disparity in freight charges on imports, which is very high, has made the seaport unattractive. Due to this, he said neighboring countries are living on the nation's economy by developing their ports and making them conducive for importers. Now, what are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 070-806680, and you can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so you can read your tweets. Right, so we've heard this story over and over again concerning the ban and how difficult it is to bring in things to Nigeria seamlessly. Talk about your thoughts on this before we open our phone lines.
Well, I had an engagement with someone recently that just came back from the UK, and his explanation was that he finds it extremely challenging to bring things in through Nigerian borders. The last time when he tried bringing in building materials for his house, he got it there at ridiculously cheap price, cheaper than what you would buy here, which was why he decided to ship it in. And when he got to the port, he explained to them that I got this thing at 80% discount. So why would you want to charge me on the actual price? So they told him that I'm sure you doctored the receipt, and instead of charging him on what he bought it for, they inflated the price he bought it, fixed a charge for him to a rate for him to pay, and told him if he didn't pay it, he should go. At the same time, something that was coming, he now diverted it through Lome, and that came in, and he said he was going to just leave it for them. You know, so when he came back this time, I was asking, you didn't bring anything. He said, they said his shipper said they've stopped people from bringing things from land border, and he can't bring in through Nigerian ports, so he just came in without anything.
Because they know
and
you
I look
have
at
no
it that
choice.
Usually when it comes, it generates employment. When he brings in those 3-4 containers, everybody within the area, they are working, they are selling. The ripple effect cuts across a lot of people in recession. You can't cut off a source of income when you know people are suffering.
Yeah. So
without providing
there was an article that they said that 500,000 jobs to be lost if this ban
already
is
lost.
It's
upheld.
lost because
Recently, just yesterday, another bank, had to cut down size, and a lot of people lost their jobs. Let's not even talk about the numbers. Unfortunately for us, we want to be a manufacturing nation all of a sudden. I wish we had the magic wand, would just, and everything would just happen. Unfortunately, it is not possible. We are still a consuming nation, and now the gateway to our country is a poor one. A very terrible one. To bring the goods in is a problem. The corruption within the customs alone is just something you don't want to talk about in a day. If that person was talking about abandon this container, you know what will happen?
They will use it.
They will auction it after a while.
Auction.
Yes, they'll call it an auction. Somebody will call somebody, don't worry, the goods in this container, I know it. The guy was very sure about it. Come and buy it cheaply. It's a share situation. That guy will lose money. They will claim to be making money. And these things are not investigated. We are not gaining by blocking land borders, by charging so much at our ports when we are not producing. It's like the car issue. Made in Nigerian cars, they are not made in Nigerian cars, they are assembled in Nigerian cars. And this assembled Nigerian cars, the only one we could even call up to game, innocent, is finally not up to. If you're going along Apapa Expressway or to your left just before the second Rainbow bus stop, is where the head office is no longer functioning. We come to the papers and claim to have things we don't have. Recently, the Shopee now, is in the papers today. There was corruption. Some people privately gained from all these things. If we don't have what Tokwe calls the strong economic plan, we should not come around and block everything.
I agree with
we are
you.
losing money, and the people in the other countries, our neighboring countries, are making money through their ports.
Yeah.
Nigerians are attesting to it because they are clearing their cars through that port. And now the only solution we have
in 24 hours
is to lock. The Ghanaian president went to the port on a private visit, the former Ghanaian president, on unexpected visit. And the corruption that he saw in the system, when he talked about it, it was enough to stop some things. Can we have some kind of investigation of our customs, of our ports?
Concerning this port issue.
I want to start by going to their website, the Nigerian Port Authority. They said the vision is to be the leading port in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
That's their vision. The mission is to deliver efficient port service in a safe, secure, and customer-friendly environment. Please take note of those words. Core essence, a national brand asset anchored on service excellence. Then core values, efficiency, customer service,
Apparently they pay the consultant.
customer satisfaction,
Consultant just wrote this one and just chop money.
safety and security and innovation. In all these things that they have written, how have they displayed it in what we are having today? A lot of people, when you go to Benin Republic, just here, the books are very open. It's very simple. You have made the conditions for shipping things into this country so stringent. What gives you that right to tell me that what I have bought, to tell me that it's not the amount? You now double it. Do you understand? Until the custom is ready, our port, until they are ready to clean up their books and not collect any, and not leave any loopholes for bribe, we will continue to have this problem. And the federal government, instead of thinking of innovative ways to solve the problem, you just shut down. Do you know how many land borders we have? Do you know how much revenue, if they decide to tidy up that process, do you know how much revenue the government will be making? So I do not know how a right-thinking government that is looking for money in recession will completely close down a border.
All right, let me take Adewale from Iju. Adewale, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
You see, the situation in the country presently is so pathetic, and that's because right from independence, our leaders don't really have plans for this country, and that is why we are here we are right now. Why all these things are not working is because they don't have a plan. Just a set of people want to benefit and leave the remaining 170 million people to suffer.
Yeah.
Benin Republic is making a huge amount of money.
A lot.
And you see them, we now put our own customs there to be checking and collecting money on these vehicles when they come in. When they can make money from these vehicles that are coming directly overseas. But when these things come in, a few people will lose some money, and that's what we don't want. They are losing a lot of revenues. And the reason why people go to Benin Republic is because Benin Republic make themselves open. The charges here in Nigeria, even to bring in a single container, is crazy.
Yeah. We get
They
that.
want to charge you in dollars. And it's mad. When you buy a car, and they are charging you about 150%.
Double the price to ship it in.
It's
I know.
crazy.
All right.
You want to find...
Thank you very much, Adewale.
I wanted to say that, you see, there are some countries that do not even have seaports.
Seaports, exactly.
They are landlocked.
Namibia,
They are landlocked.
Yes.
And they are making, you see, all we need, this thing we're talking about is a serious corruption issue. Because all you need in any society to kill corruption is to computerize the process.
Transparency.
Yes, use technology to make it seamless. Once I am shipping something, is $1,000, you already have, okay, this is how much percentage you are paying to the Nigerian government. You pay the money, you clear your goods. Now, what they do is that especially for cars, they have an amount that you will pay to the government office. Somebody told me personally how much he used to clear a car. He said if not for the fact that he bought that car a long time ago, that it was cheaper, he would have spent almost 15 million for a car maybe that was just worth 8 million. You will pay custom their own. Then if you do not settle certain people, you won't
get it out.
You won't get out your car from the port. Murayo, we must make scapegoats until we start to arrest people and the custom take it seriously to say that they have zero tolerance for corruption. We cannot change the process.
All right, let me take Moses. Moses, are you there?
Yes, Moses, I'm here.
Go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Yes, good morning. What you people are discussing this morning boils down to the level of corruption in our system.
Yes.
It is everywhere. Are you listening?
Very clearly, yes.
Yes. It is everywhere. And now, when you are even looking at it from the seaport and the port in Cotonou, but when you get to the border, the Nigerian border, on the other side, everything seems to be all right. But when you are crossing to this side, people as a Nigerian, you feel like you are a robber trying to escape some kind of crime you have committed. Even ordinary passports, you pay money. If the fact that they see you, maybe you are shaking because of the way they are harassing you, you pay money. At the seaport here, there are people bringing things, even from that Badagry down to Lagos. You see police, you even see immigration asking you what is this, what is that. pay for this, pay for that. People are supposed to be in their offices. You see them everywhere.
Yeah.
And nobody is checking this. The government is not seeing it because of everything going up. This is not the problem. Closing the borders is not the problem now. The problem is our system is totally corrupt.
Because interestingly, thank you very much, Moses. Thank you very much, Moses. Growing up, actually, I used to go to Republic of Benin a lot, almost every summer. That was our own traveling for the summer. And I remember that going into was so easy. Even when you get there, everything was seamless. But entering Nigeria, my stepmom then used to complain that, oh gosh, when I get to this border, it's been like that ever since. So talking about corruption today is not new. It's been there. But how do we then fix it?
I think that we need to strengthen the system of this, every system operating within the country. The system of custom in Nigeria. People actually love to work in custom, not because of the salary, but because of all the perks of corruption, corrupt money that comes in. Perks. And I think that we need to focus on that part. You cannot say because your hand is not feeling well, you cut off the hand. And that is what Nigeria keeps doing. When they see they can't solve a problem, they say, let's just stop it. We can't, let's just ban it. It's not a forward-thinking process. You must solve the problem. And we must start solving the problem by ensuring that there are punishments for wrongdoing, create a transparent environment where there is no hidden charge. There is no way you can say, oh, this is something that goes wrong. And Nigerians that are used to cutting corners should know that there is no room for that anymore.
I think technology will solve that problem.
A lot of custom officials, if you go to their houses, they have a lot of foreign things because they derive pleasure in seizing your goods. You know, by the time they seize your goods, they will use it in their houses.
Let's take a bit. The good thing is that we have a clearing agent in the house. We're going to speak to him. And we have someone from the customs who's going to be on the phone. And we will now ask them about the vision and the mission statement to their website. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. Still on the issue of the borders. Last year, the federal government banned the importation of vehicles through the land borders with effective from January 1st, 2017. Mixed reactions have obviously trailed the ban, with some of the dealers calling the policy anti-people, while others said it will boost national economy. Now, however, the Senate has recently called for the reversal of the federal government's policy concerning these borders. According to the Senate, the ban will lead to a loss of 500,000 jobs. Joining us on the show is the chairman, National Association Government Approved Freight Forwarders, Dr. Fred Ajuzie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. And
via phone, we'll be talking to the Assistant Controller General, Acting PRO for the Custom, Mr. Joseph Atta. Are you there, sir? Okay, so we're waiting for him to get on. Sir, you've been hearing our conversations concerning the borders and all that. What's the state of our borders? How easy is it for you to bring in goods to Nigeria? How seamless is the process? Do you agree with the ladies in their complaints and the lamentations concerning how things are in the borders right now?
I've been listening to you. Very interesting. But when you are not involved into this process, you don't really understand what it takes.
Okay, tell us.
Because customs SEMA is there to guide anybody that wants to bring in goods. SEMA 1, 2, 3 to 13 made it very clear that customs are there to enforce this enforcement. And then when people go contrarily and they want to enforce it, and it becomes an issue.
But do you agree that there's corruption and there are people who insist on being settled before you can get goods? Do you agree with all those allegations?
Allegations in terms of people being settled before doing the officials doing the right, if you are doing the right thing, there's people who are not doing the right thing. If you are doing the right thing, why should you come and settle? If you're importing goods to this country, it's very, very specified what to do, the import duty. Like if you're an importer, you should have the tariff and know the kind of food you are bringing in, and know the kind of what the tariff said. You're paying 20%, you're paying 10%, so you can be able to get on. Yeah.
You are involved in clearing of goods.
Yeah.
I have friends that bring in containers into this country. And sometimes when the containers land at the port, why is that most times there is always a deliberate delay of those things, so you now pay demurrage on it. People don't really have money like that. So when they now have those kind of processes so why is the process not seamless that, okay, if my goods come in now, I pick it and I go? Some people have to stay there. And that is where that bribe comes in.
No, I don't agree with you on that, because I'm involved into this business for over 25 years.
Okay.
If you're bringing in your goods and you're ready to clear, sincerely speaking, within 4 working days, you get your goods cleared out of the port, except when you are not to do the right thing. Your agent should guide you what to do.
Okay. All right.
You bring in your goods. The process is very clear. If you follow the due process, although that now a little, because of the government policy, we should know that we are having a new government.
Okay.
That is the mantra, is change.
Okay, let me talking about the new policy and all that.
Yes.
How has this ban of cars affected your own business? Because I know you obviously are a clearing agent and you work with the customs of it. I mean, that's your own line of business. So how has this ban affected your business? Because the Senate was telling us 500,000 jobs are likely to be lost through land. So you tell us what
generally, generally now, a lot of businesses have been paralyzed because of the policy.
Okay.
Effectively, because of what is going on, definitely it's affected somehow. I won't shy away from that. But at the same time, business are still going on the way it should be, except those who
so
are
earlier
not.
you mentioned that it takes 4 days in the minimum to clear goods.
Yeah.
How many days does it take to clear from Cotonou?
Cotonou port. Cotonou, you know that you are not allowed as a Nigerian to clear from Cotonou port. Cotonou have a policy that it is indigenous. It is only the people that clear and get to your own side of this way before you can be able to.
How many days does it take?
It takes up to 1 week.
Okay. What I heard was
but why are people
It takes up
always
to 1
running?
week.
Okay,
so why do we not prefer going
why
there?
do people prefer going to Cotonou than
Lagos?
Nigeria?
It is those who try to cut corners are going to Cotonou,
sir.
because that is where they have a way to smuggle.
Well, sir, you're a businessman now.
Of course.
Is it not where your shipping is cheaper for you to at least maximize profit or at least even make profit that you head to?
Is that why we should cut corners?
We're not cutting corners. A lot of people go to Cotonou, for instance, and they do the proper documentation. They're not cutting corners.
Hold on. As a clearing agent, sir, what's the difference? How cost effective is it to clear from Lagos ports? Is it cheaper? Be sincere. Is it cheaper here to clear or to clear from Cotonou? What's the difference?
It depends the kind of goods you are bringing.
That's cars.
For cars, for instance.
For cars, used cars is very cheap to clear. If you go to buy a luxury car, it cannot be cheap
to clear.
to clear.
To clear
Because from
used car below 2012, I'm aware is over 500,000 to clear.
Yeah, it depends the kind of car. When you are talking about car, Jeep, and all that, they have it is
specific.
Yeah.
An SUV is about 1.2.
To clear.
It depends if it is.
No, she's saying she knows that it's 1.2.
You know, all car prices are not the same.
Okay,
of
so
course they are not.
If you are bringing in a Land Cruiser or you are bringing in Prado,
they go higher.
They go higher.
So I mentioned that I had a specific person who brought in building materials, specifically windows from the UK, and shipped it in through containers. Everything was properly documented. When he got in here, he specified the amount he bought it. It was on sale for 80% off. The custom official said that he doctored the figures, and they told him to pay the 100% fee, and he should pay the levies on the 100% fee, and he was forced to pay that money. In such cases, why would you want to continue to patronize your country and not take it to through other borders?
Let us be patriotic here, because we are Nigerians and we must respect our policies. I'm a businessman. I should be talking from the other angle, but I have to look at it because of where I'm coming from. If you bring in the goods, you can bring in this table now, and this table, it has been cut to sizes. It pays a different duty. If you bring in this glass, it is not cut to sizes. It pays a different duty. Do you get me? That is where people get it wrong. If proper examination has been made and find out that this is cut to sizes, there's a levy to it.
All right.
So and this is why.
1 second.
Yes.
I mean, trying to get the PRO, because we spoke to him earlier, and he had agreed to be part of the show, but for some reason he's not picking his calls. That's PRO Joseph Atta. We've been calling him over and over. So hopefully, I think maybe he's shying away. He's probably watching. He doesn't want to answer the questions, but it's okay. But let me come back to you.
I want to ask him a question, because the way you're painting it like, okay, we don't have a problem. But I know that there are some challenges. And you also know that there are some challenges.
Yeah.
So what would you say are the challenges that the person that decides to say, I want to go into shipping business is going through? And how can we address those challenges? The challenges first, then how do we address them?
The challenges we are facing in terms of cargo clearing here is because of the way of doing things before has been changed.
Okay.
It's been streamlined. Do you understand? Before, people cut corners in order to get things cheaper. But now, no more. It's been checkmate. Because before you obtain your power, let's assume that you want to clear containers.
Let me pause you for a second, sir. I have James from, I think, Europe calling. James, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. Sorry for keeping you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know where this man, the clearing and forwarding agent people brought to the studio. I don't know what to say. This one, the cars I brought to Nigeria, I tell you, everything, after selling everything, I lost a lot of money. Huh? Tell me, how will I bring my goods through Nigeria port? We are trying. We are bringing our goods through our port, but the officials there, we don't know how the way the cost is too much. Huh?
All right. Thank you very much, James.
It's too much.
That's a true example of what we're talking about here. Yes.
People living abroad. You know, I have a lot of people living abroad that they stopped importing cars to Nigeria. They would rather buy the cars in America and sell within America, because it doesn't pay them. And we say we want to grow the GDP of our nation, and somebody is shipping a car to Nigeria, and you're giving the person so much stress. So please, back to my question. Okay. The challenges of the ports.
I've already answered the question because of the change mantra we have. The way of doing things before has changed. Okay. Definitely, you know, things keep on changing, because when the Shippers Council were trying to tackle these matter issues we are talking about now, the shipping companies and the terminal operators, but we are talking about other areas, but there are areas that we don't put in because you are not there. The Shippers Council, now the shipping companies and the terminal operators took Shippers Council to court. Okay. Because they are in the court, because they want to implement this thing that we're trying to do. As soon as they come out from the port, things will cushion and reduce, because it is about those prices we are talking about. Those rate of duties are not the rate. They were trying to make sure that it is being reduced.
Let me take Victor from Cotonou. Victor, thanks for calling. Hello, Victor.
Yes.
Thanks for calling in from Cotonou. Yes, go ahead.
Good morning. Hello?
Morning. Good morning. Go ahead, please. We're hearing you.
Please, the way things are going on, I don't know. I don't understand. In fact, Buhari, I don't know what to say. Our president has ended up crumbling us because I don't know. I don't just know what to say. We buy cars here. When we buy cars here and we move them down to Nigeria, they are always cheaper. They are always cheaper compared to the Lagos cars. Look at, I think by April, I bought one Highlander like that. The way I bought it and I played it was very cheaper than Cotonou cars, than Lagos cars. So please, in fact, banning Cotonou cars, we don't support that one. Because it's going to go a long way, humbling many people, not only me, many people.
Okay, so I wanted to ask something. Okay. Considering that Nigeria is in recession, obviously, people are losing jobs. Do you think it's a healthy policy? And I'm asking you as a Nigerian personally, not as the chairperson of shippers or your freight forwarder. As a Nigerian, this is the right time to implement a policy that is going to impoverish more people. Or the right time to increase tariffs when you are trying to lure people into bringing money into your country and into the economy?
if I should answer your question directly, let me just go this way as a Nigerian. But I don't want to bend issues. Fine and good. This is not the right time. The policy looks harsh, but before you make a child to learn, you don't need to pet a child so much. Because if you have a child and you want him to learn, to be good in the school, you always give him sweet to be learning. It's not good for the child. Sometimes you come from the other hard side. For the child to know that it is important for that child, for him to learn.
Right. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, hopefully Joseph Atta's Oga would have told him to pick his calls. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. During the break, a lot of truths came out, but we can't say the truth on air. All right. Yes. Go ahead.
The Nigerian ports now, the Kirikiri port is empty. We don't have cars there. And the one in Cotonou is full jam-packed. Nigerian cars are even stuck there. Our government policy is not even ensuring that our rights, our interests, our businesses, monies that we have, cars that we have tried to bring there, they are not protecting us in any way. How economically viable is this ban? And this inconsistency in policy, ban today, tomorrow unban. What's your take on it?
Yeah, you see, we are only talking about cars. There are other things not allowed to come in through the rice.
I'm just speaking cars.
Pharmaceutical, electronics. Nobody is talking about that. We're only talking about cars because maybe a lot of people are.
Let me I have to pause you again. I have a call from London. I have long distance calls today. Femi from London, are you there? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, actually, my challenge is on the agents and the so-called customs, because you'll be surprised. I used to ship in cars before. I have to stop here. I've stopped over 2 years now. Reason being the tariff and the custom duties and co, they are paid. By the time you see the receipt given to you by the agent, the so-called ridiculous amount they used to put there, they put 100 and something, 200 and something, whereas they charge you in excess of 500,000, 300,000 and co. But only to see at the official receipt, some things are being paid £1.99. I can't believe it.
All right. Thank you very much, Femi.
So we have some tweets.
Yes, please.
Dada Olowo says, how will importing cars from abroad increase our GDP? Stop all this emotional reaction to this germane national concern. The real Chris says, our guest is so artfully dodging some questions here. Laiwola Adetona says, your guest is part of the problem. He's not saying the truth. Bakari says, since we don't produce cars, I don't see why they should ban importation of cars. Dada Olowo says again, I want my children and grandchildren to buy new made in Nigeria's cars.
Okay, based on our tweets, people believe that you're not telling us this, but we heard the truth during the break. Don't worry, we understand the situation. We heard some juicy things during the break. But let me take Yakub. Yakub, are you there?
Yeah,
go ahead. Thanks for calling.
Good morning to you all because of time.
Yes.
With due respect to your guest this morning, I really understand why he's talking the way he's talking. And then I don't want to go much more than that. But to go straight to the point, Morayo, they said they banned the car, the Borders car. Do you know that the banning of Borders car, they are enriched from certain people, especially the customs. Let me give you an example. In my village, in Okodu State, Oyo State, see, Morayo, a lot of border is there. Let me mention some. You are calling a female Shaki. Yes. From certain areas, we have a lot of border that this car coming, nobody checks. Instead of them to make sure that they want the border and give them the cheap price, they're not bandit. Even rice, we are talking about rice area. Do you know that rice comes towards Sango area in a bucket here? Immediately the rice go to Sango. Do you know again, when they are transport the rice from the Sango to Lagos State, the custom will still catch those down for, say that the rice needs to come in. The rice is already in Nigeria here. They still cut corner and then steal the rice and send to their face. God Almighty will help this country. Thank you
very much.
Because let me say something. I think a solution for the government is make our pricing when it comes to shipping very competitive, highly competitive.
Cheap.
By the time, yes, very cheap.
Make
it should be cheaper than Benin
Republic.
How will we then
So see, if you say you do not want cars anymore into the country, just say you do not want cars anymore into this country. Then empower the people that are locally manufacturing to manufacture better. But you're not empowering those people, and you are saying that you're closing. So these cars will continue to still come into this country. It's just going to be who can pay a bigger bribe.
I would like to give our
I have another call
guest
from Cotonou. Ruben from Cotonou. Now let our guest round up for us. Ruben from Cotonou. We have a lot of long distance calls today. Are you there?
Yeah.
Go ahead, please, Ruben.
Yes. Because of this issue of car banding and yes. Because of this issue of ban on cars and the rest, there's also rice. When we talk about rice, see that in the border, the customs themselves, they are the ones importing rice into Nigeria.
Thank you.
Even the car, here now in Cotonou, cars are very cheap. So banning cars for us to bring in cars into Nigeria is another problem. So we should tackle this problem from the root, which are what? These our customs and migrations. They are the problems of the problems today.
All right, we have to round up. So let's
you are in the system, sir.
Yeah.
You understand what is going on.
Yeah.
How do you think this system can be optimized and improved upon?
What's
we don't have much time. What's the solution?
Okay. But before that, let me correct one impression. There's no ban on cars. You only ban coming from the land borders.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So the people should understand that. So bring it through to our seaport.
Yes.
Then we can now advise government. Cars are not coming from the land borders. It's not coming from the sea borders. And this is the reason why they ran to the other side to
Price, make it cheaper.
Please make the price. But the problem we have with government is we from this side, as freight forward or clearing agent or whatever people, government don't seek our advice to advise them. They go to Manufacturer Association. They are the people who brought this idea in terms of saying that increase this so that people bring in, so the cars, encourage the cars that are produced in Nigeria. No, we don't have plants. The plants are not working. If they advise us, who cannot say, this is what people are facing, and from bringing it from there, because one of the things that made the then regime of Obasanjo privatize ports is to make business very cheap. And when you are talking about privatization is to make business in all the way. President PA was not doing it right. They now bring private investors. And so people to make it. And when private investors came, like APMT, you find out that it's a different ball game because they start doing it in the proper way that it should be. But in terms of our pricing, I agree, the prices are high. But government should look at it. You have already made a policy. We are not going to change it because we only say our mind, like you ladies are saying here. It's right. I'm of that view.
Thank you very much, sir.
Look at it in that
I appreciate
manner.
you being here. Appreciate your
Thank
views. Unfortunately,
You have to bring custom here.
acting PRO of Customs still didn't pick our calls till the end of the show. Mr. Joseph Atta, if you're watching, we are behind you. I'm just joking.
We need you to come.
All right, well, we need to speak to Customs really on this matter. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.